Good morning, everybody. Don't leave. Stick around. I'm going to do my Bible journaling, and even if you're not of like faith, I think you're going to enjoy this. So stick around, and you'll learn a little bit more about me and how I believe, and you'll learn about the greatest book that's ever been written. Okay, today I wanted to share with you guys Proverbs 31. Now, this is a mother teaching her son about life. And it's Kim Lemuel. And his mother is teaching him about life. She's saying, don't get involved with drinking, strong drink. Now, she didn't say he couldn't drink. But when you're drinking, it's like, say you're going through a really hard time. Well, that's when you might have a cup of wine before you go to bed to settle your nerves, okay? But she's telling him don't become a drunkard and, basically ruin his life. And then she's teaching him, too, as you go through this chapter, go ahead and read Proverbs 31. She starts teaching him about the kind of woman he should marry. So he doesn't, a lot of times women are influencers. And they can really influence men sometimes to do things that they shouldn't do. And also, too, women themselves need to have a guide of who to be and how to be a good mother and a wife and all that things. So this is like a outline to help him, and also God allowed it in his word to help us. So basically, she dresses nice. She takes care of herself. She's generous. She's a hard worker. She's wise. Like me as a wife, I'll just kind of tell my story. I mean, my first husband was abusive physically, really bad. I was married for like a year. Then I was married again for 22 years, and he had lots of problems. And even, he ended up, after our relationship was over, he ended up going to jail for some of the things that he did. But I wasn't there at the time or anything. But he just had a lot of problems. And so I left him, and I actually filed for divorce. And then I met Clay because he was cheating on me. But even though I was married to him, I didn't cheat on him. I tried to be a godly wife. I had my son. And I think my biggest fear was that my ex-husband would find somebody that didn't have a good character and they would be raising my son. So I kind of stayed, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It is what it is. But even if you're in a bad situation, and I'm not saying that you should stay in a bad situation, because the Bible says, Jesus says, except for the hardness of heart, you can get a divorce if someone has a hard heart. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and too bad for you. And that happens a lot in the age that we're living in, People just want to do what they want to do, and you're stuck to be the victim. And that's not, Jesus said, I hate divorce. But because some people have a hard heart, and basically they got a victim there, God allows it. But I'm sharing that you can be a godly woman, or if you're a young guy and you don't have a wife, or you have a wife, you can be the man that you can be and help her. So I guess I share that to say that when I married Clay, I'm not perfect. I'm a very outgoing person, but I have learned to pray a lot, and I don't always have to voice my opinion and say things. That doesn't mean I'm a quiet little mouse, because I definitely am not. But when things bother me, I pray, and I would say probably 100% out of 100%, the Lord takes care of every concern that I have. And that's a good place to start. And also, too, and I'm not saying this towards Clay, I'm just saying every one of us, all of us are a work in progress. So we do our part. I don't believe in this 50-50 marriage. I don't think it's biblical. I believe it's 100%, 100%. We do everything that we can, and like the Bible says, when you've done all, stand and expect God to work miracles. So with this, I would say, whichever stage you're at, I hope the rest of this helps you to, whether you're a man, woman, young, old, looking for a husband. This channel's not for children, so, if you're looking for a husband, this might help you, or you're looking for a wife. If you're looking for a husband, be this woman. Okay, so she judges with righteousness. She's a good woman. She's a hard worker. She's wise. She also is a hard worker, and that doesn't matter whether you're home or not. Some girls are hard. Maybe they clean up their whole house. Hard workers, they clean up their whole house, and like it's talking about her selling things. That might be something like you help your husband even financially. Maybe you make the house peaceful and quiet so he has a place to rest. And if he's gone a lot, you might even find something you enjoy doing. Everybody's financial situation, that's something that you would pray about and seek the Lord about. Let's see. She watches carefully over everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. She's not lazy, and that doesn't mean you have to work 24 hours a day. You just take care of the things as you and your household work and how your household runs. It's not what everybody else does, it's how your home does. Just like you train up your children in the way that they should go, not how everybody else does. But you look at your kid, if you got a kid that likes to work on trucks and isn't a book learner, well, then you keep giving him trucks to work on and help him struggle through high school till he graduates, and then he'll probably have a career in making the next big thing and financially win everybody out. She has inner beauty. Beauty's vain, and that's what it says in the end. Charm is deception, and beauty is vain. I don't care. Your beauty's going to go. And when I look at a beautiful woman, and I've been in the beauty industry for years, you could be overweight, have messy hair, and everything else, and I can actually look at you and see, like, oh my goodness, that girl's got the most beautiful eyes, and she doesn't even know it. Or maybe she is just so godly. Her beauty, her inner beauty just shines and shines and shines, and all I guess I'm trying to say is beauty's vain. It goes away. That doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself and try to look nice, and all that, and try to stay in shape and everything. But wherever you are at this point in life, have that inner beauty. Even if you're absolutely dolled up, don't just be dolled up on the outside. Doll up on the inside, because that is going to last. Be sweet. I know many, many, many gorgeous girls that are just as beautiful on the inside. And that's what you want to go for. You want to have that beautiful feeling, like people look at you and they can just see the love of Jesus shining through your eyes, that you're kind and you're sweet and you're nice. I'm not saying you got to be a little mouse. I'm just saying that in general, day to day, you're just a nice person. People are like, oh, I love her. She's always so nice and sweet. And I'm thinking of a friend I know right now. Her name is Brenda. She's a black lady, and I just love Brenda. She comes up to me and she gives me a great big hug, and she tells me nice things, and I just love her. And she's just the sweetest lady, and she always looks nice and smells nice, and I just love her. And but I mean, that's the inner beauty. And I think of my friend Linda. She's probably about 70 now, and she's always has a nice little smile and a little giggle and a happy face, and she always looks nice. And I mean, these girls aren't real skinny minis, but they're sweet and nice and kind and loving. And when I think of the people that I know who I think are beautiful, aren't necessarily what other people may stop and turn around, but they may. I'm just saying that that's who you want to be. You want to be pretty as you can on the outside, and because man looks at the outside, and pretty as you can on the inside, because the inside is what really matters. Okay, she's also watchful. She instructs and helps other people. She's worth a lot. The Bible says she's worth more than rubies. She's not cheap. She is expensive. And her strength isn't in her beauty, but it's in her character. And the Lord is the one who defines her. A lot of times people will say, and women do it to themselves, and men probably do too. They just all day long are saying ugly things to themselves. I don't like you, I hate my hair, I'm overweight, I don't like my eyes, this is wrong with me, that's wrong with me. It's just like right now, I've been kind of complaining because I had my hand fixed, and I thought it looked a little like straight on the side. I said, oh, I hope it doesn't look deformed, and I'm just praying over it. My sister's praying over it, and the Bible says as they went, they were healed. My physical therapist told me it could because my hand's still swollen, but you know what? I'm getting older. Beauty's not going to last. I mean, I hope God heals it, but if not, I still love him. I'm not mad at him. It's just, I mean, I broke my wrist 2 times, but you know, it's beauty is vain, but it's your character that's worth a lot. And it doesn't matter if you have flaws in your body, in yourself. I mean, I had acid reflux from stress. I was missing some teeth on the side. I was super embarrassed. I didn't even want to smile. And it's like, you know what? I gotta just start smiling and not worry about it. And the other thing that's funny about that is, well, Clay and I talked about doing things about that, but at the time, my teeth were just like giving me so much stress. We said, rather than start replacing a lot of teeth, let's just see how this acid reflux goes. And some of it was from being overweight, some of it was from stress. I had a lot of stress, just things in life, But, I had to learn to pray and get closer to the Lord and let the Lord take care of things, but it takes time. And I don't care who you are, even if you're real tight with the Lord, things might come up that are stressful and, you just turn to the Lord and you don't worry about things, but you can't. I mean, you're going to go through things physically, okay, in life. That's just life. And, but you just kind of keep moving forward and being beautiful despite the things that happen. And it's that beauty on the inside. And if you want to learn how to be this beautiful woman, take some time to read Proverbs 31 for yourself. Really commit it to your life. You might want to read it every single day. If you're looking for a wife, if you have a son, that you have a young son, I think in some people say in the Bible, but I don't know if it's the Bible, but they were saying they call a youth up to 40, So you might even have a son that you might be older and have a son, or you might be a son, or maybe you're going through a divorce and you're looking to remarry. Look through these things and start being the person you're supposed to be to attract the other person, because it's so easy right now because people have needs and there's always, you can fix that need really fast, or you can take time. Like Clay and I did that when we met each other. We both prayed to meet the right person, and we were very lucky because God helped us meet each other. But you can have a heaven on earth, which is what Clay and I have, I feel, or you can have a little hell on earth, which I had with some ex-husbands, and it's, like I said, it doesn't take two. That's a lie. I think it's a lie from hell, and there's no 50-50, because that's a lie from hell. You got to give 100%, and you can give 100% to the other person, and hopefully they'll come around. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they choose their path, and that's what they want, and too bad for you. But if you can, always, if you can, get the counseling and the work and put it into the marriage. Even if the marriage falls apart, you have a little bit more knowledge. I remember in my second marriage, I took him to marriage counseling. Actually, his job made him go to marriage counseling, and but we had talked to other people before, and the marriage counselor looked at me and said, "Leave him." It's kind of funny. My pastor told him leave him, but those are hard words, But I'm just saying that, except for a hard heart, I never encourage divorce, but I do think that sometimes people do change, and I have seen it a lot of times in church. I have seen it, but I also think that sometimes women get stupid, and I'm not saying that you're stupid for staying with your mate. I just think if you get yourself praying and God helps you through it, then you know that you know that you know. And, the answer is not just meeting somebody else and running off because your kids and everybody see that and your friends. The answer is to get before God, and He'll lead you. He'll help you. But, anyway, that's what makes a beautiful woman. I want you to be beautiful. I want you to marry a beautiful woman. I want you to be a beautiful man for a beautiful woman. Sometimes if you just act the part, the other person adds up to the level that you need them to be. And I'll shoot this out for the older people that are out there. Sometimes when people are older, they get in pain, they get crockety, they have a bad day. Love them despite that. Just go about your house and, be as kind as you can be. Because sometimes it's not that people don't love each other. It's just that when people get older, they get tired and they get crackety. And just meditate on all the good times, because they get happy again. They just have a bad day. And that does happen with older people, I think, sometimes. And then sometimes not, But it's a process. Definitely the key to a happy marriage is keep falling in love with the same person that you're married to over and over and over again. So, if the spark has gone out, come home, bring them flowers, lots of hugs, kisses, and all that kind of stuff. And don't make it so heavy. Don't be so, don't put so much stress on it. Just, hugs and touches. And even if they don't hug and touch, sitting in the corner and praying does a lot. And you'll see the results. So anyway, got into a lot this morning with Proverbs 31. And let's get right down and personal with it. You yourself read Proverbs 31. And if you're a guy, look at it from a man's point. If you're a girl, look at it from the woman's point, and really, really meditate on this. Think about it. I want to encourage you to read this every day and pray afterwards and see if this makes some changes in your life. I hope this was a blessing to you. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that when I do these Bible things that you cue right in and see if it makes a difference in your life. See if you're getting some changes. That's the main thing. So I love you guys. Goodbye, you beautiful inward people. I love you all. And I'm going to keep working on being a more beautiful person on the inside, too. Okay. And don't forget to pray for me, and I'll be praying for you guys. And I do. I pray for you guys all the time. So like, subscribe, and remember, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. God bless.